Okie doke. Welcome to your Freedom of Flow single and double staff week 2 breakdown. Today we focused on, we started off with a recap of week 1 just to really focus on our planes, our figure of eights and our one beats, and that was just about loosening up our wrists, focusing on our sides. But if you really get stuck, refer to week 1 video so you can really get the full breakdown. Today we focused on bringing in a new type of isolation. So the new type of isolation was a big arm isolation, and what that looks like is this, big arm isolation. And as you can see, my shoulder is the isolating point or the rotating point, and the thing that is isolating is either this head or this head. But what we work with is focusing on just the front head because it's the one we can see, and we work on doing that in quarters. So if we say this is quarter 1, quarter 2 is pointing out towards your left, quarter 3 is up high, and quarter 4 is out towards your right. Yeah, and it's straight out to your right. It's not kind of out to your right. It's not, it's straight out to your right. And if you're struggling to do that, open your chest. You've got lots of space. Quarter 1, quarter 2, open my chest, point my body in that direction. Quarter 3, quarter 4. And why that's important is because it's doing a full circle, and it makes for a flat plane. And what I mean by flat plane is we're just like we're in a hallway like this. We're in a hallway. We're not starting to point out this way and do half a circle. Yeah, it looks very different. Yep, one direction, other direction, one hand, one staff, two staffs, two same direction, split direction, and we can even start to practice that going all the way around behind and all the way around in front. This, don't worry if it's confusing for you. If you find it easy enough to figure out doing a circle behind and a circle in front, feel free to try. If it's confusing, just stick with a circle in front. That was our big arm isolation. We practiced that from our normal figure of 8, forwards or backwards. We find an isolating point, which is any one of the quarters is where we grab hold, and we do a full figure of 8. We can transition into our small, big, 2 beats, and we can stop and go back the other direction. Big, small, 2 beats. So we've got 4 different things we can transition in and out of, both directions, both hands. So technically 8 things one hand, 8 things another hand, both directions, 16 things in total. Yeah, to practice. Yeah, because if you can't do one, it's not like, oh, I can do it one direction, I can just do it. No, you've physically got to practice it, and then you've got it. But it gets very easy quite fast. I forgot I was shooting a video, I was just talking to you guys. So, concept number 2 that we worked on today was changing hands. From our forwards figure of 8, we change hands down low. From our backwards figure of 8, we change hands up high. And you can do like this if you want, Noddles. Down low, up high. But I find it's easiest to just remember that up high is hands facing down low is hands facing up. It looks nicer as well, but everything can be made to look aesthetic. Okay, this is everything in front of the body, two transition points, changing hands. Now everything behind the body is the exact same. Forward direction, changing hands, and pointing up. Backwards direction, hands pointing down. Up, down. Up, down. If this is easy, let's see if we can go back the other direction. In the beginning, I suggest that you stop when you change your hands. Stop, stop. But once you actually know the points, you will start to notice that the changing of hands is more of a hop. Yeah, but that's only because we're going much faster and there really isn't time to focus on exactly is it there, even though that's where it is.
Yeah.
But to begin with, it's very helpful to just find your changing point. Then when it starts to feel comfortable and we're not thinking so much, then we can go around the back, around the front, around the back, around the back, around the front. So now you can see I'm putting together back up high, front down low, front up high, back down low. So you've got a whole little combination there to practice, both directions. It's a lot of fun. It's relatively easy, this one. Just find the transition points. Most important is that you're comfortable in your forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards aren't clean on your planes. Every time you change hands, you'll be trying to change the plane. Whereas that's the point in this. Look, it just keeps going in that direction, all the way around the body. And this is the home of most people who start spinning. This is one of their greatest tricks that they'll do for a crowd every day, is spinning like this. One thing I didn't break down on purpose in what we just did, I didn't go too much into the horizontal spinning. I know you all need more work in it. Yours was looking okay. But you can do this exact same thing from the horizontal spinning. So 2-beat horizontal spinning coming inwards, switching hands, 2-beat horizontal spinning going outwards. And then we have that we just had in front. Now we have behind, in front down low, in front up high, down low, and all the way around the back. So again we have 2 in the back and 2 in the front. In the front up high, in the front down low. And again you'll still have that same transition point. Boom, 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 boom. You'll still have the same transition point, straight. It'll be straight away from you this time. But that will come really easy when you get more comfortable with your 2 beats up and down. That's why I didn't push it today, because nobody's comfortable enough yet. But it's not the biggest stickler point. It's not as important as what we have been focusing on. Okay, changing hands in front, behind, high and low was concept number 2. Concept number 3 that we worked on today was doing an extra beat, a 3rd beat from our backwards and our forwards. We started with a forwards. So our forwards 2 beat, 1, 2. This is how we know how many beats. We count them. 1, 2, 1, 2. And what I mean by beats is circles. 1 circle, 2 circle. 1 circles, 2 circles. Okay. Figure of 8. When we want to do a 3rd beat, we can count it out nice and slow to begin. 1, 2, extra beat behind. Once we finish that extra beat, we've got to finish the beat. That's what I mean when I say you've got to finish it. Then you can come through with either your feet, your hips, your shoulder. Then just naturally unwind. 2 beats. 1, 2, well, let me count it for you. 1, 2, 3rd beat, pivot and release. 1, 2, 3, finish the 3rd, pivot. Now look, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, once this is comfortable, you can even practice this repeating. 3 beats behind, 3rd beat. You can just repeat that. Or if you like to play with the energy of transitioning, which is a lot of fun, into our 2 beat. 2 beat into our 1, 1 into 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 1. 1, 3, 2, 1, extra beat, 3, 2. That's all in the forwards direction, left and right hand. Okay, last thing that we did today was our backwards extra beat. Okay, the way we did that today was backwards, starting in the start position, 1, 2, 1, 2. And all this is just a nice loose wrist, nice loose arm. 1, 2, 1, 2. Just allowing the pivot point again to be on your side. If we come forward, we've got to come all the way back. So that's why it's nice and easy to just stay nice and easy on your side. Every time you come forwards, you've got to come all the way back. And it's not actually so bad for a backwards, but it does create more work. Okay, so third beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It just naturally pivots in the hand, so you can complete that third beat in this lock that we practiced. Just let it come round behind the arm, the third beat. It's got a beat behind. And then we go 1, 2, 3. Just naturally unwinding. 1, 2. Bring that, just allow it. You don't have to do anything except for just allow that extra head to come through. And then we can go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And just as we just did with the last one, we can practice that coming into our 3, into our 2, into our 1, into our 3, into our 1, into our 2. Just practicing what it's like to transition between them. Where are the transition points? Can I come high and low? Again, you've got 4 different things to practice there between your low, your high, small, isolations, your figure of 8, your extra beat, and your big arm isolation. So even 5 things, each side, both direction, 20 things just to be practicing in and out of, and you've got a whole world to play with. And as you can see already, I know I've been pushing you a bit to really get as much as we can in, but it feels good and it's fun. And I know it's the hardest at the beginning, but it gets more and more and more fun. The less you have to think, the more you can just feel. Next week we'll have you turning, we'll have us dancing more. So far I've really had us just focusing on technique just so we can open all this up. Any questions? Great. I cover most things. Enjoy. Practice every day. Watch the video every second day. Come back to it. See where you're at. Practice both hands. Anything that's difficult, go very slow. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And like Noddy did today, when you finish doing a little bit of technical, see where you can go. See what you can. See if you can change planes, bring it back to this one. See if you can find a little toss. We'll be doing tosses soon, but see what you can find. As long as you stick into the fundamentals, you can put anything into it. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Thanking you. Freedom of flow, single double staff, session 2.